Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream yet again. Tonight's stream will be a quick one. A few things to talk about briefly. Happy Easter to all. First of all, I think we may have to talk about the internet and bullying, specifically bullying culture on the internet, because you guys, peer pressure made me buy. I did get the slipcase from this one, so that's great. Hello everybody, hope you're all having a great day. I've got my very masculine fruity drink, and yes, Stephen, white fire. I'm going to be doing something special for this one. I've got it all planned out roughly in my head. We'll make this one a little bit more fun than some of the other movie reviews I do. Hi Joel. As for The Wind, Joel has very kindly offered to send me his copy because it was such an atrocious movie. He does not want it in his collection, so he sent it to me. Okay, Ken, what is my most anticipated release in the cinema or just in general? See, also going Whitefire, even Robert Ginty is too good for the movie. I've not received my Demons disc as yet. I'm waiting patiently, hoping that the 4K comes in. That's one hell of a mix-up they've done. First time commenting, James. Hi, welcome to the channel. It's nice and easy going most of the time. There are a bunch of cyber bullies here who will make you buy stuff that you initially don't want to get. Just stay away from those nasty people. Yes, Joel, thank you. It's been sent with Blood Tide as well, which I'm looking forward to. Now, one of the things I've been talking about a lot on the channel, particularly, is limited releases. Stuff that I feel just is a little bit kind of tacked almost. So we're going to have a look, jump into the computer and have a look at this. I'll take this out of the way just now. Last Action Hero, just been announced tonight. It's £50. Why is it £50? I like the movie. I'm interested in the movie. It's you can buy the Xavi Steelbook alone for £26, but if you want to get some art cards, a replica ticket, a wraparound for your Steelbook, you're paying an extra £24. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I like the movie. I think I'm just going to get it on 4K. Maybe I'll wait and see what the reviews are like, but I'll get it for £20. Like I said, the Steelbook you can buy alone for £26 from Xavi if you're interested. That's crazy. Let's see what the chat is saying at the moment. Just pre-ordered Track Down with James Mitchum. Get it? Great exploitation. Yeah, okay, let's see. Back to this again. Buy another coffee. No. It's not happening. Not happening. David, you saw that as well. Almost twice the price of the regular 4K for a ticket and some art cards. Yes, that seems absolutely crazy. Let's see. Yes, we'll add that to the watch list. Jump back to Xavi to see this chaos again. Utterly bonkers. Gee, Laura, thanks for helping you out. Yes, not a problem. That was simple enough. Only took a couple of minutes. I am broadcasting from sunny Scotland. Oh, wow. You saw this, but not £50. Same as the Indiana Jones steelbooks in Zavvi, 140, you think? Yeah, I'm not paying that kind of money. Best thing about Last Action was a teaser trailer. Yeah. Yes, I would kill for Fright Night. I love that movie. Yes. Anyone particular, the glass eyes? Yes, Dennis. I feel like steelbooks are something that are just fading away now. People aren't as interested as they once were in steelbooks. I think it's partially because of Zavvi and their ridiculous way of operating and oversaturation of steelbooks. Yeah, what can you do? Again, used to buy steelbooks until Zavvi flooded the market. And there we have it, Brian. Last Action Hero 4K is a standard. It's £20 from Amazon, and probably 3 to 6 months down the line, it'll be in a 2 for £30 offer. Bad Ronald, I think I have. Is that the Australian one with the guy who's been kept in the house because it's supposed to be like a gas attack outside, and his mother's quite abusive? You can let me know if I'm right on that one, Mikey. Watched One Cut of the Dead last night. Fantastic, James. I'm so glad that you loved that movie. The final shot and how they get to it is just truly spectacular. Yeah. The West End of Glasgow here is teaming it down. Yeah, it's starting to rain here as well. Let's see, Fab Myers. Just out of curiosity, with having such a large collection, do you have it insured in case anything should happen to it? No, I don't. The good thing is I buy most of my movies online, so I've got receipts for them all. I usually show them all on the stream, so I have video evidence that I've actually had the titles. If anything happens, I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Bit of music talk. Your favourite band are Scottish, Boards of Canada. I can't say I've heard of them. Let's see, David. They're doing steals inside bigger sets now, like the Titans of Cult, this release, etc. Brian, I think he may still be in the chat. I know he buys a lot of the Titans of Cult. I've never bought one myself. If you have an opinion on it, I'd love to know. Yes, Jordan, they can just get up and leave. We're not interested. We're not paying that kind of thing. You've not one steelbook in your collection. I have a couple, but a couple of movies I've picked up because I like the steelbooks. A couple I picked up just because I don't know. I think it was the same price. I don't covet them anyway. You prefer a normal case and slip? Yeah, I can get behind that. You know, I'm just going to jump into this a moment and let's see. Dennis was a big steelbook guy, almost 600. 500 of them was from Zavvi. So you're the problem, Dennis. You've been encouraging them and letting them know that this is all right to do. Well, Stephen, no rain in the East End. I've not seen the Hollywood edition of this. I might need to have a look. Let's jump into the arrow sale again. Now, I was talking to a viewer today and he said to click the dual format when I go into this. Take out the merch. He said there may be some titles that I missed out on because of that. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot of the £5 titles have just vanished from the... Let's put in Blu-ray as well. Oh, edition's still there. Not yet. So that's weird. So you've got dual format movies that have got Blu-rays in them, but if you don't click dual format, they don't show up in just the Blu-ray list. That's weird. Very, very weird. The Hollywood edition, is that the 30-minute short that was made after it? I'd be interested in the price of that, so I might have a look. Two big UHDs this month, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Oh, Ken, it's my favourite movie as well, Spaceballs. Got them pre-ordered. Nope, I didn't realise The Good, the Bad, the Ugly was coming as soon as it was. Spaceballs is one I can wait for. How do I feel about the halfway to Black Friday releases for VS and this month's releases for Vinegar Syndrome? I am very interested in. I'll just jump onto that. So we're talking this month's releases from Vinegar Syndrome. We've got the Homegrown Horrors Volume 1, which looks great. All American Murder, which has some interesting actors in that. The Cellar, which sounds interesting, and Grave Secrets. I'm in for all of these, Joel. I pre-ordered Grave Secrets because that's the VSA, the only one that doesn't come with the package, and I think that's wonderful. The halfway to Black Friday, I know there was a lot of people complaining about that, but for me, I didn't care. I sold them whatever Vinegar Syndrome want to release, and I did buy Six String Samurai. And we go, Brian, yep, you've got all the Titans of Cult, and they only cost you £25 each. So that doesn't seem too overly priced. It's much the same as a regular 4K. Just out of curiosity, people watching, are you 4K? Are you not? Just curious. The only steelbooks you own are from Masters of Cinema or Arrow. When I started to get into Masters of Cinema, which was around about 2014, 2015, and I checked back recently, and I should pull them and show the pictures. I was buying those Masters of Cinema titles in a sale for like $4.99 each, and steelbooks for $5.99, which is absolutely crazy when you think about it now. You would never get titles for that, especially not from the Masters of Cinema. And it was great ones. Like I picked up the Metropolis Gold Steelbook and the Cleopatra one for $5.99 each. Ridiculous. I think the only HMVs... I wasn't a fan of the Japanese artwork releases that HMV were doing. I just don't. There's no need to be sorry, Dennis. Dennis, because you said the last stream you were on, my mouse was making too much noise scratching against my desk. He said I had to get a mat. Well, I got a mat for it. I'm currently using this as my mouse mat. Biffer, you hate steelbooks because you dent and scratch them. Oh, so you're a bit rough and tumble with your movies. So after watching one of my videos recently, you ordered Dave Made a Maze, and it arrived today. Really looking forward to checking it out. Great. It's about 80 minutes. So creative and wonderful and weird, and nobody talks about it. Let's see. Same as the previous edition, but with the extra 1 hour TV movie follow-up. Doesn't look like it includes the 30-minute short. I could see myself buying that as long as it's not limited, and I'll wait and get it in a sale. If anyone is after Flight of the Navigator Second Sight limited edition, HMV still have some. There we have it. There's a huge tip. That's a great release as well. Wholeheartedly recommend that one. Looking forward to Vinegar's Smile, one of 2 films Michael Ritchie did in the 70s. The other includes The Bad News. I really like The Bad News Bears. I looked at Smile, but it didn't really grab me at all. And again, all these partner labels that Vinegar Syndrome have were kind of terrifying, and I don't want to get hooked into them. It's bad enough trying to find some of the spare cash just to get extra ones, like the VSAs and things. You're 4K, but you're picky with what to upgrade. Yeah, I'm very picky. I won't pick up everything. It's random. Jordan, you're just 4K at the moment, and I don't think you're particularly missing out. I think you really need like a huge screen to really notice the difference. There's some Blu-ray 4Ks I put on that have felt special, like Tremors. Those kind of things have been great releases, but there's others that I watch that I'm really disappointed, like the Cornetto trilogy. Those were all upscaled images, and they just looked like regular Blu-rays. Stephen's on the 4K train. Leon's here. Hi, picking up anything from Severin? No, not at the moment. I'm being very careful with cash. There's been lots of sales recently. They've taken a lot of my funds, and now it's time to calm things down. I'm going to have an easy April. It's my birthday at the end of the month, so if I get some money there, I'm going to wait for that Vinegar Syndrome sale in May before I go really crazy again. David, you remember getting the Cleopatra Steelbook for a $5 from their sale? That was, yeah, that was the reason that got me into Masters of Cinema, and that was the reason that I got so many titles, was the fact that they were just so cheap. Super Dude, you're a new subscriber. Well, hello, welcome. It's good to have you here. Let's just quickly check. You didn't like the Japanese ones either. You like the art. It brings back memories of the video store days. And that's the best use of white fat. Like, I'm not joking. I'm seriously using it as my mouse mat. Just see, I was thinking of you, Dennis. I wanted to make sure it wasn't grating your ears. All the Fun City editions releases have been superb. People keep telling me that, and I haven't picked up any as yet. Dave, we're all in the same boat here. Zavi really oversaturated the market with their steelbooks, and people just, had enough. They're just like, they could see what it was, and they didn't want to do it. Yes, Rob, I've taken a note of that. I've got it down there. I'm going to watch Network. I'm sure it was a Network release, and the next time they have a sale, I will definitely pick up The Woman in Black. What do I think about the release of Indiana Jones? I think it's kind of smart. You see what they're doing. They're releasing all the movies that are going to sell on 4K, the things people will buy before a review has been mentioned, talked about. People are just going to pick these things up, and they might be disappointed, they might be happy. I know the Star Wars 4Ks weren't particularly great. I'm going to wait. If the 4K reviews are great, I'll pick it up. Blah, blah. He's doubling down on The Woman in Black. Prime Cut is another great Michael Ritchie flick from the 70s. What have you guys been watching today? I started off my day with... what did I start off my day with? I can't even remember. Yep, Chaos Walking. I watched Chaos Walking. I followed up with The Headhunter, and then I watched Red Heat for some Arnold Schwarzenegger action. Yeah, I'm going to add Prime Cut to my list. Lee Marvin, Gene Hackman. That's enough said. You'll go for the 4K if it's a film you're buying for the first time. You've just ordered Bird with the Crystal Plumage because you've never seen it. Probably not worth upgrading otherwise. No, that's fine, Mark. If that's the first time you're coming to that movie, I've been really impressed with Arrow's 4Ks. I find that they've done great work. And if you don't have that release that just came out 2 years ago, then yeah, I would say go for it. Dawn of the Dead looked fantastic in 4K, and this was the first time I saw the Argento cut, or the first time I really remember it, and I really, really dug that cut. Predator looked amazing in 4K. That's interesting because that's a favourite of mine. That's a movie that I would definitely pick up. Ken, you were disappointed with I Start Counting. I've heard that's great. Yeah, that's the young Jenny Agutter, isn't it? Yeah, I was quite interested in that one. A lot of the 4Ks are upscales. It's the HDR Dolby Vision that makes the difference. Good to know. Blah, blah, you watched the Dawn of the Dead 4K on YouTube, but it probably wasn't real 4K, right? Because of all the compression issues. You're in for Severin these days. The Christopher Lee box set looks amazing. Santa Sangre looks great. Kinski's Nosferatu in Venice is something I'm really interested in. I've been watching the prices on eBay for that, but too expensive. Yeah, that's a good point, Jordan. Just only pick the movies that you're worth it. I'm curating my 4Ks. Blu-rays, I'm happy to blind buy. 4Ks, no, it's going to be movies that I love, movies that I know inside out, movies that I'm going to constantly rewatch. Cinematic Collector, hi there. And you love the questions on what people think is a great hobby of ours. Yeah, a lot of the videos I do, the collector ones in particular, they're off the cuff. You know, I usually just have a brief idea of what I want to talk about, like maybe a title for a video, like why I love physical media, and then I just sit down and let everything spill out. And I find they're kind of really interesting because I get to self-analyze a lot of what I do and why I do it. The only 4Ks you have are Dial Code, Santa Claus, Beastmaster, Vigilante, Perdita, Durango, The Day of the Beast, and Django have yet to come in for you. Yeah, I've got all the Vinegar Syndrome 4Ks. I've got about another 30 to 40 titles. I really do want Vigilante, and a lot of the Blue Underground ones I think are great. The Severin 4Ks, I'm interested, and Django. Django looks amazing. And so let's just see what else is going on. You just ordered Flight of the Navigator. See, I love to enable people, just as people bullied me into buying stuff I don't really need. I loved that happening as well. Cinema Dave Medio, hope you're doing well and you're really enjoying the channel. That's great. I can't ask for anything else. I'm getting lost in the chat already. I'll try and get through it as quick as I can. You remember Masters of Cinema lost lots of stock due to the London riots? No knowledge of this at all. Ken Carlson, that's a shame. You think I Start Counting is perfect. Yeah, Ken, if you maybe give it another shot. Well, I'd love to know what you didn't like about it. Again, I think we're all in the same kind of boat there. What are my top 5 films that haven't been released that I would like to see? The Hitcher, Monster Squad, trying to think what else. It's amazing that's the two that pop into my head, The Hitcher and Monster Squad. I'm struggling to think. In the Mouth of Madness. That's not had a UK release as yet. That's 3. You guys can help me out a little bit here. Yeah, Cinema Dave, I'm a subscriber, so it really helps with the postage and shipping costs. And it's expensive, but you're guaranteed everything from the year from their main line. And whenever I order from the sale, I don't pay any extra shipping and it kind of works out a little bit better that way. If I had to pick a horror film that really made me feel uncomfortable and terrified, the kind of film that plays in your mind after watching it, which title would it be? Let's see if there's any that's made me feel. Martyrs. Martyrs was a movie that kind of sideswiped me. I didn't know what I was getting into. I put on a movie. I don't know what to say. That one, I don't know if I ever want to see it again. It had a strong effect on me, so Martyrs would be a title that was really icky. That sounds cool. The Grail Diary. I would be in for that. You never did Zaffy before, but you love the sci-fi destinations range. I don't know. Oh, yes. The recovers. Yeah, those were good artwork. I quite like them. Okay, so Prime Cut is amazing. And I did bring it up. See, I added it to my watch list. I was having a quick look at it there. Of course, your Santa Sangre 4K is coming sometime down the line. Jodorowsky, David Lynch are your favourite filmmakers. You would upgrade all of the Lynch films to 4K. And I think that's what some companies are banking on, us being fans of specific films and filmmakers, and of course jumping on to any 4Ks that are released. But what we should be doing is holding them accountable for the quality of the film. Not just buy Indiana Jones because it's Indiana Jones. Wait for the reviews and then vote with your pennies. If it's not good, let's not buy it. If the feeling indicator's next Hammer set will include Brides of Dracula, Paranoiac, Kiss of the Vampire, The Mummy. You just bought Brides and Vampire from Scream. Yet I love those indicator Hammer sets. I think they are amazing. And I'm just going to buy them all. That's the way it is. Hey, Biffer, you saw The Upside with Kevin Hart today. And was it good? Was it not? I don't think I've really taken notice of that. Mark, today you watched Raising Cain. Had you seen it before? What did you think of it? John Lithgow's brilliant in it. It's a weird one. I got the limited edition Raising Cain when it came out, the one with the alternate cut, but I've not watched that as yet. You watched Lost Bullet on Netflix. I don't think I've heard of that one. Dave, you've had a fun day cleaning and then an Easter roast and you're just chilling. That's a good day as well. Pieces of a Woman. Okay. I've seen that. And I keep seeing that advertised. And I keep getting it mixed up with A Promising Young Woman as well. You watched Good Morning, which is Ozu, and Heart of a Dog, Laurie Anderson. I've not heard of the last two. I do know who Ozu is, but I don't think I've seen any of his. You've not watched anything. You're going to watch Godzilla v Kong later on. I enjoyed that one a lot. I was a little bit worried about half an hour into it that it was ready to switch off, but it went somewhere that I found exciting, new, and genuinely fun. It did look a bit cartoony though. Lots of CG, lots. You watched Exiled along with the Bernard Hill heist film from Indicator, Bellman and True. I've been going on about Bellman and True for the longest while. I thought it was so exciting. I loved the stoic nature of Hill. I loved his relationship with the kid. The moments on the plane were really tense and uncomfortable, and the getaway chase was fantastic. Yeah, even the moments of real frustration when it gets the car gets stuck. You watched the new Restless Natives Blu-ray. I need to get that because that's a movie that I haven't seen. So you're halfway through Nosferatu in Venice. It's surprisingly cohesive for having 5 different directors. I didn't know that. Let me know what it's like when you finish it. There we go, blah, blah. Now Jordan's going back on that site. Jordan, don't do it. Don't do it. It's no good. Don't let people bully you into getting things. That's today's topic. Another vote for the 4K Predator. I'll keep an eye out on that. There's a few 4Ks I want to get, but it's trying to find a time where I've got spare cash and can go and buy them, because top of my list is the other 3 John Carpenters that I haven't picked up as yet. You watched Aniara last night. Now, a lot of people were recommending that in the last stream. I haven't seen it as yet. Yep, compressed 4K on YouTube plus no HDR. I'm aware of Dolby Vision, HDR and things like that. I think I need someone to actually just explain with images what the difference would be with and without these kind of things. My TV's HDR, it comes up whenever a disc goes in, HDR, so I've never seen it without it. Maybe I should turn it off and see what the difference is. I'm not one of these technical people where I go into the nitty-gritty and all these things. I know about blocking and compression issues and how upscales look, but I'm not fine-tuned in that kind of regard. Real or fake? I'll just take a little note of that. Fake. This is what I love about having a YouTube channel. You get things, little tidbits like that just, knowledge that I didn't know was there, which I'm going to go and check that out. I think that's going to be, it's so useful. You've got Evil Dead 2 4K and Escape from New York, and you plan on watching one of them tonight. Oh, Stephen. Evil Dead 2. Get my vote. You pre-ordered the Christopher Lee box set and you cannot wait. I can't blame you. It looked terrific. Again, it was a lot of money at a time where you just, some things you can't buy everything. I wish I could. You've also been watching a lot of Daisuke's videos. Yeah, what a guy. I really like Daisuke Beppu. If you haven't seen his videos, the guy's got every Criterion movie, everyone, whether it's DVD, Blu-ray, he's got them all. It's impressive. He is such a gentleman, fascinating, knowledgeable, articulate. He is an inspiration. I would say anyway. That's my opinion. Let's see. Yeah. Well, hello there. The Years of Lead box set, the first proper Arrow thing they've done now. I'm really looking forward to that as well. I don't even need to know anything about the movies. I'm getting that. I'm going to throw it on and enjoy the heck out of it. I'm keeping April light. There's not a great deal that inspires me from April to pick up, so I'm going to save my pennies for later on in the year. What I keep doing is I buy a lot, and then when we get to like November, December, when there's lots of sales, I don't have the money to pick up all the bargains, and I'm determined to try and get that Godzilla set this year in a sale if I can. Steve, no, there wasn't a deal going. It's just that the limited edition was back in stock at HMV, so you could pick it up there rather than going to eBay and paying a ridiculous fortune. Thanks, Dave. I'm no good at this YouTube stuff where you do all that like, subscribe nonsense. I get lost in the chat. I'm looking forward to Dead and Buried. I have a Blu-ray of that. I'm looking to upgrade it, hopefully. You have Monster Squad on Blu-ray, but it's not a UK one. I want a UK release. I loved Eureka's release of Night of the Creeps, and I wanted a similar version for Monster Squad. Yes, I should have that on my watch list. I don't know if I do. I'm going to add it. because I've heard nothing but amazing things about that. And it's one that I do want to see. I don't know if there's a disc or not of it, but I'll have a look. You'd Love to Get Liquid Sky. That had a Vinegar Syndrome release. It was one that I looked at out of curiosity, but we'll see. You Would Love to Get Liquid Sky, a UK Monster Squad. Yeah, I don't know why Monster Squad hasn't been over here. I really don't. It's on Amazon Prime just now, if you haven't seen it. It's the Goonies with the Universal Monsters. And you got In the Mouth of Madness and Monster Squad from Europe. They Shoot Horses, don't they? Yes, isn't that the sequel to A Man Called Horse? I think. It's been a long while since I saw that, if I'm thinking of the right thing. Misery freaked me out. Magic 2 with the Wooden Dummy. Magic is amazing. Hopkins is wonderful in that role. Baskin, I've heard a lot about. Your initial watch of It Follows was quite unnerving. See, I grew up with horror, so it's more like a comfort blanket for me. I like the idea behind Martyrs. I think there was a remake, wasn't there? But it stuck with me. Visceral, weird, strange, otherworldly, unusual. Good Morning is fantastic. I don't think I've heard of that one either. You think you yawned all the way through Martyrs? You found it ridiculous? Irreversible is far more disturbing. I've got that coming, and I can't say I'm excited to see it, but I'm really curious about that one. I've heard about it for years. You watched The Beast Must Die, and you got your wife to watch it. The first time she thought it was good. It is. It's good, cheesy fun. It's a murder mystery where the killer just happens to be a werewolf. And I was talking to someone the other day who said that they recently watched 10 Little Indians, released from Network. And that's got the break as well, where it runs through the suspects asking you to guess. I would love to see them do that in the next Knives Out, just cause. You love Bellman and True also. You heard originally it was a 3-hour miniseries cut down. Yeah, I'd be curious to see that. I think I would still love the movie, but I'd be interested in that one. Beast Must Die, love it. Love for The Beast Must Die is great. Well, there you go, David. There's some information. Am I planning on getting? I have it. I have it already, Jordan. I got the limited release. It's up there somewhere. I love Project Day. I need to get it reviewed at some point. I need to rewatch it again. Kingdom, I've heard wonderful. Someone told me about that a little while ago, and Alive was mentioned a while ago. What's the best Indicator box set to get? Now, this personal preference for me, I've got them all here. I'm just having a quick look. I would say that my utter favourite, which was a pure surprise and something that I didn't think I was going to like, but Indicator had brought up so much goodwill that I picked it up, and it was Five Tall Tales. I didn't think these were movies for me. They blew me away. I watched them all over a couple of days. Loved it. The Hammer sets are really good. The Columbia Noir sets are really good. Hammer Volume 2 is probably a close second. Yeah, I know. That's everybody's got their cross to bear. That's mine. I'll find a copy of Prime Cut somewhere. And you watched Peninsula last night. I don't know how that means the original's great. Is this not? How do you follow up Train to Busan? I loved the animated prequel, Soul Station. I thought that was wonderful. David, there we have it. Five Tall Tales, Hammer Volume 2, Noir 2, and the Dietrichs. I've not watched Dietrich's set as yet. Yeah, you keep telling me that, but it's Carpenter. I need to get them. But now there is American releases. So I'll need to look in to see which is the better transfer, because I can now. I've got options. Hot Fuzz, All About Eve, The Grand Illusion, and you're about to... What a day. That's a wonderful day, Nathan. So how was Sex World, Graham? Did the colours really pop? I've not watched it, Joe. It's sitting there, hidden in a box somewhere down here. I don't know if I'll ever watch it. Okay, so spare change. I'll keep a note in that. I'll go along and subscribe. It's just I don't want an over technical review, because I do think it's some of the 4K is perception as well. But yeah, I'll go and check that one out. Escape from New York is super brill, fantastic. A number 1. Yeah, I know upscales can be okay, but from my experience, the ones that I've seen were below par. You know, they felt like a Blu-ray, which was a real shame. Yeah, I loved Raising Cain. I think John Lithgow's wonderful in it. Yeah, I think most of us has probably stumbled across his channel at some point. He's great. He's great. What more can I say? Black Summer, isn't that like a prequel series for Z Nation? Because I've not watched the Z Nation. Okay, Joe, so you wish the Years of Lead box set was Region A. You don't do Region B to keep costs down. What if it's region free? It may be that way. John, you bought your daughter the Giant Godzilla box set. Just take it off her. Like, wait till she does something and just be like, you know, I'm taking that back. If I was to choose between those movies, I would choose Nightbreed. Just more creative, more interesting, more bonkers. You got your hand on John Carpenter's The Ward. I kind of like The Ward. I mean, it's not great, but it's not as bad as everybody makes out to be. I'd have bought it for £1. I'd buy that for $1. Yeah. One of these companies have got to do. I would put my money on Arrow being the company. And I was talking to someone the other day about this, and I forgive me because I can't remember their name. And they said it should come with the Wolfman's Got Nards documentary as an extra. And I second that. It was a great documentary. Good evening, Mark. There must be some rights issues with Monsters. But it's been out in the States, so why can't we get it here? I think someone said there was a European release. You watched Hunter x Hunter last week? I have never heard of that. Oh, I did see that advertised. Sorry, I forget that you guys can't see that sometimes. Right, okay, I did see that advertised. I'm sure that was available to me somewhere. Okay, I will indeed jump on that. Have I seen Wreck, a Spanish? Yes, I have. In fact, I did a review in January for it. It's on my channel somewhere. The Beast Must Die is okay, but it's no Horror Express. I love The Beast Must Die, but I also love Horror Express. I can't choose between them. You shouldn't be excited for Irreversible. There's a 50-minute sequence in there. Yeah, I understand it's a challenging movie. It's weird it's getting such a lavish edition as well. But yeah, I'm still going to watch it. The sequel to Busan is universally loathed. Oh, no. Peninsula isn't so much as a sequel, more a spin-off. The Fast and the Furious with Zombies spin-off. You turned the Train to Busan sequel off last night as it was on Amazon Prime. Cannot wait for the Peter Jackson 4Ks of Brain Dead, Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles, and Heavenly Creatures. Yes, 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 and yes. I think we're all on board there. I think Jackson is involved with trying to get these 4Ks done, so they should be good. You finally watched Videodrome yesterday, and you loved it. Great. It's a weird one. I discovered that on Moviedrome, a UK show, and that was one of those amazing programs where a film critic would come up, 10 minutes, maybe less, would just give you a flavour of what this movie was and what it means, and then you would just see it, and it was a wonderful little program, the kind of thing you don't get anymore. I would love these streaming channels to have somebody to come on and curate like a theme for the month, or a group of movies that are lesser known that should be experienced, rather than forcing stuff down your throat. I watched is it Beneath or Below, something on Netflix yesterday, and it was awful. And do you know how bad a movie has to be for me not to like it? Like really bad. I just horrible characters. Just horrible characters. Like I was cheering on the monster. In fact, the worst thing about the movie is it took him 90 minutes to kill as many people as it did. yes, David. I guess it depends on the movie. If Zavi released Big Trouble in Little China, yes, I would just take my money, take it all. Wes Craven or John Carpenter? Without a doubt, Biffer, John Carpenter. He is my guy. You look at his overall career, Wes Craven had more ups and downs. John Carpenter had this golden period from the 70s right up to the 80s, where every movie was a downright classic. His direction is often overlooked because he's a horror director, so that's the lesser in everybody's eyes, but he knew exactly where to place the camera, when to edit a movie, when to start a story, when to leave it, how to get the most out of minimal stories. He was a true master that I don't think gets recognised. I mean, he's popular amongst the horror community, but he's a great filmmaker in his own right. Nightbreed for the win, another vote. Long live the new flesh. Yeah, I think it's just Kino at the moment. I have absolutely no doubt somebody will release that in 4K. They have to. I honestly, I would wish it would be Arrow. I know as much as we pan them, but they really give their 4Ks a great treatment. So I'd rather them than a standard studio release. Second sight for Monster Squad seems perfect. Yeah. There must be something causing that. I mean, they even managed to bring Dawn of the Dead. You managed to get Vengeance Trilogy and the Tremors 4K for £30. Great. That Tremors 4K is beautiful. The movie has never looked better. Recommendation. Kill List. Yes, I've seen Kill List. It reminds me of something. I can't remember what. I'm not a particular fan of it, of those kinds of stories in general. Not just the movie. The movie's well made, and I do like Ben Wheatley. What I don't like about these movies is the kind of nihilistic nature of them. You know, where you really end the movie on such a downbeat that you have to go away and shake that bad feeling away. That's a good one, The Sword and the Sorcerer. Tell you what, there was a movie that I'd like to see in Blu-ray. I don't even know if this is the right title, right? But this was a movie that I used to watch constantly in the 80s, and I think I had a videotape recorded off the TV. I don't think it's been repeated anywhere. I don't even know if it would hold up. It was an animated movie called, and I think I'm right here, Flight of Dragons. that has such a strong impact in my mind. Like I can't remember much about the movie. I remember watching it and loving it. And I'd be curious about revisiting that. Yeah, David, I'll probably just go for the import in that. It's one of my favourite movies. That would be. How would you organise that triple bill? For me, I think I'd go with Horror Express to start. It's the shortest runtime. It's really pulpy. It's got some great performances. Then I'd follow up with maybe The Hateful Eight. Take things down a little bit more loquacious actors doing what they do best, and then I'd hammer it home with the Thing, which is one of those really downer endings that I was just talking about. All right, Dave. Okay. We can all echo that. Wow, you got it. The director and the writer. So the writer was Shane Black and Fred Dekker, and the director was Fred Dekker. So probably that you get the signature. So wonderful. I'm not sure, but that's. Thank you. You really enjoyed Train to Busan. The first person to say that. So I am curious enough to give it a shot. Movie Drone was your show as a kid. Alex Cox did the first 5 years. I watched him, and then Mark Cousins. I'm sure Alex Cox introduced Repo Man. That could just be my memory. They had an amazing cult of films, and Cox and Cousin picked them personally. Yeah, it felt curated. It felt edgy and very cultish. It was terrific. Yeah, Wes is great, but Carpenter is better. Yeah, but Movie Drone was the one because there was no advertisements. You didn't have to constantly have breaks throughout the movie. I'm kind of curious of Army of the Dead. I'm not sure when it's coming, but I'd be interested to get that or to watch it when it comes on Netflix. I've not got my Arrow order as yet. Let me just see if it's even been dispatched, because I've had no notification as yet. I know people have been receiving them. I ordered pretty early. It's dispatched. I wonder if it tells you when. I didn't get an email saying it's dispatched. So it has been sent. Hopefully it'll come this week. And then you guys there'll be reviews for it probably this week if I can get to them all. I hate that. King of New York was absolutely wonderful. I love that. Yeah. Ben Wheatley is someone who I want to see movies whenever they're released. Sometimes I love them, sometimes I don't. Sometimes they're a little bit head scratching, like High Rise. But I'll give them a shot. They're worth watching. Yeah, I think it was Carrie. Someone kind of proposed that it was maybe Conan as well. Yeah, like someone was saying, it's kind of like a spin-off almost. You finally watched Christine and my recommendation. Oh, Christine is so good. It's a movie about a killer car, and yet somehow it's compelling with wonderful characters and it's just great how it makes the kind of jock guy who would be either the hero of the piece or the most obnoxious antagonist, but they make him the kind of hero against the geek. It's a weird kind of role reversal. I really like that. Yeah, I think it would be a little bit crazy I would be interested in seeing that idea happen. We see Arrow every year have their vote for which movies would we like to see, and every year it's got the Hitcher on it, and not once have we had it yet. That somebody else knows Flight of Dragons. It is Flight of Dragons. Yeah, like I remember the music. I remember certain images from it, and I just like it was the 80s we're talking here. Tell me, does it live up to my memory? Flight of Dragons is out in Warner Archive, and I've just missed a sale of theirs. John, I'm not sure there was a UK Blue. Flight of Dragons is a Blue from Warner Archive. Everybody knows this apart from me. You love that movie. Your twin brother and you watched the hell out of it as kids. Yeah, I have such a strong memory. I don't think it's particularly long either. I'm going to have to look it up. Now I know that that is the title. (1982). 96 minutes. I'll need to get that somewhere, some point. Just, man. It's funny how things just pop in your head. Like that takes me somewhere, just even seeing that. You're a big Ben Wheatley fan. Kill the rest, highlights, Field England were excellent. You enjoyed Free Fire. Army Hammer was making interesting choices before he ate people. Maybe he was making interesting choices because he ate people. Think about it. Knowing that Peninsula doesn't follow the first one. Right, okay. Train to Busan Presents. I think the movie just hit so big that it had that name recognition. But yeah, Train to Busan Presents might have been better for it, maybe. I haven't seen it. I will give it a watch. Yeah, I would love to get another Carpenter movie, but I think he's just jaded more than anything. Plus, he's just loving video games and dope. You haven't got your Arrow orders yet. Your poor postman will kill you. Well, I think it's a bank holiday here tomorrow, so there'll be no post. So maybe Tuesday I should get it. Made 3 Arrow sales. Your first arrived on Thursday. You're still waiting on the other 2. Hey, Carlo. Yes, because I went to Amazon for that because it showed it having a slipcase, and it's as we know, it's coming in really handy as a mouse mat. So it's really good. Yeah, it's only for orders over £50 at the moment. Christine has did a great soundtrack, and you've just received Christ. I'm sure there's maybe the rest of that. Christine, maybe. You just received Christine today. Going to watch it tomorrow. Okay, that makes better. Makes it a little better. You think you'll try that Pitch Black tomorrow? Let me know what you think of it. The transfer. I'm looking forward to going back and checking that one out. I remember liking it. I'm a huge fan of Halloween 3. I want to go to the alternate universe where Michael Myers was kind of left behind after 2, and we have all these different kind of anthologic entries into the Halloween franchise. The Purifiers. That is something I haven't heard of before. Scottish martial arts movie. That sounds funny. Kevin McKidd, Dominic Monaghan. Okay. It's been rated 31 times on Letterboxd. James Earl Jones is scarier in Flight of Dragons than Star Wars. That'll be the Monster Squad talking about there. No, I'm not going to get it immediately, Maxwell, or Max, whatever you like to be called. I'm going to wait for a sale on that one. £18. Arrow are pricing themselves out of the market. I want to see Switchblade Sisters. It looks kind of exploitation gold, but I'm going to get that in the next sale, I think. Let's see. Have I got any Andy Sidaris films? No, that's not a name I'm familiar with. Who can blame him? Pushed around, bullied, cajoled, whatever, and his movies have turned out to be absolute staples of the 80s, classics, stone cold classics, and a renowned filmmaker. Have I got Legend? Yes, I do have that with the freaky devil character, One Horn, played by Tim Curry. I do. I don't really remember loving it. It's got Sloane, isn't it, out of Ferris Bueller in it as well. She's like the love interest. Wow, that's a bunch of titles. The John Ford at Columbia set houses one of the best titles I've watched in the past couple of years. The Long Grey Line, is it? I can't even remember the title. Yeah, that's an absolute stone cold classic. And you also have Whitefire. My condolences. I haven't seen it as yet. Do I have favourite beverage and snacks to sit down and watch a movie? Snacks, I'm not really a snacky guy during a movie. I do like beer. I like to have a beer and watch a movie. Other than that, usually my attention's all in the film. That's about it. I'm not very exciting that way. The Pitch Black new 4K is very good. That's good to know. It should arrive this week. Yeah, and the fact that he was like selling off the remake rights, he must have been getting just huge checks for that. And quite right. So he should just take it. The Arrow catalogue being inclined in sale orders has a new code for orders over £30. Rabid Bunny. I'm not going back. I'm just not doing it. You thought the Purifiers was offer, like watching a pound store version of the Warriors. The Purifiers. Has any film genuinely scared you? Made you get a premature toilet break? No, I don't think so. When I get scared, I become laser focused on the movie. Nothing can break me away from it. I want to see what happens next. I'm so just tuned into what's happening that I need to know what is coming next. So I do get scared that the hairs in the back of the neck can go up, but I'm locked in on the movie. That's the same again. You're with me on the Halloween thing big time. Everyone, I love it. I mean, the Silver Shamrock, the little song is so impactful. The masks with the heads melting and the snakes coming out. It's such a great image. And it's all that Stonehenge's fault. Oh, and it works with pre-orders. That could be interesting. You'd love a 4K of Assault on Precinct 13. Yes, I have the Second Sight limited edition set of that. It's pretty awesome. John, that's not worth it. Like, it really isn't. Let me just pop up to Vinegar Syndrome here. So Vinegar Syndrome have this staff picks, and you can go to Blue Underground, and it's got 4Ks there. It updates them every now and again. Now, if I change it to GB pounds, that's the UK equivalent. So if they had these in stock, which I keep checking, they don't. So I could buy 2 of these. If they had them, I would buy them. Blue Underground 4Ks for the price of 1 from Zavi. That's crazy. I'm not paying that. As much as I would love those movies, I don't want them that much. You can get them cheaper on eBay probably. But there's the UK prices for the Blue Underground releases, the 4Ks. I'm not paying £51 for that. Absolutely not. Legend, the US disc was better as you could choose the Jerry Goldsmith score of the Tangerine Dream one. That's an interesting option. Vangelis does the score for Nosferatu in Venice. Oh man, I'm going to have to get that. I would do that. I would scrape up whatever pennies I could, and I would definitely do that. I want an unadulterated, undiluted Carpenter movie. If it was his last, fine. Southland Tales is weird but brilliant. Yes, I need to get the limited edition of that because I want the can cut. What's my favourite beer? At the moment, I love Brewdog. And they do all kinds of weird and wacky beers. My favourite being, and this is the name of it, Elvis Juice. It's wonderful. I'm just looking for something quickly. And I'll pop this up. There it is. That's some seriously nice beer, and that's my favourite brand at the moment. I do like a lot of the Brewdog beers, but Elvis Juice is my go-to beer. Okay, Peter, you just watched Geronimo. I'm curious about that. I just watched Walter Hill's Red Heat today, so I'd like to see some more. What's the worst transfer I've ever seen on a boutique release? It would probably be 88 Films. They released a lot of Italian movies, and early on, the transfers weren't that great. Not their fault, just they were starting out. They did some not great releases. It was what they were handed. They've started doing in-house transfers now, so they're much better. But I'd say something from 88 Films, but I couldn't pick one particular one. Yes. That's a movie you could get a standalone release for and be happy with. Mandy, I love those freaky bikers, are amazing. Beyond the Black Rainbow, I haven't seen. Panos Cosmatos is your favourite new filmmaker out there. I haven't seen it in the cinema. I saw it at home on disc. Loved it. Some more recommendations. JSA, I've just done, I did a review for that, and I Start Counting. You just kind of missed the conversation on that, Carlo. We were talking a lot about I Start Counting. Ken didn't like it. Joe did. You also got Cauldron, Beyond Terror, and The Crimes of the Black Cat. I can't say I've heard of either of those. Yes, I think collectors are generally just hoarders of nostalgia, and you know, I think that's kind of the worst element of collecting. And if you've been watching my videos, you understand I'm more about let's use what we collect rather than just collecting for the sake of it. You've got One Blue Underground, Daughters of Darkness. That's the one I know nothing about. And you watch The Fog on projector. See, those are the kind of movies that I love to watch on the projector. When I got my first projector, it was Big Trouble in Little China. Blew it up the size of the wall. Amazing. Let's see. You put in £1,000 and skip a holiday. Let's see. You think things are starting to become insane with some of the prices? Yeah, I opened up this video with the Zavi Last Action Hero for £50, and it's basically cardboard. I think this is troublesome. I think it's a hard one to call because we're in cancel culture, and if you do anything wrong, you've been cancelled. If you feel as if you're supporting it, you're being cancelled, so you're always wary of that. But from a company that has released Woody Allen movies and buy the box set, can they really start to discern which troubled filmmaker they can choose movies from? I'm glad I don't have to make the decision. I've heard the can cut is interesting. Joel, I've seen it before. That's a lie. I watched half of it before when it first came out, and I never finished it. Elvis Juice is awesome, very strong. Yeah, it's I just love it. Brew York and Tiny Rebel do great beers as well. The Richard Stanley situation is so sad because he's had such a troubled career, and it finally looked as if he'd got the past behind him, was starting to build up some momentum, and then boom, it hits a brick wall. yeah, I've heard that. He shouldn't have. It's his own worst enemy for doing things like that, but still. Yeah, I think it was more a case of just getting the film and putting it out. You know, the early days, people weren't as disconcerted about various images. You know, it wasn't until we started being a little bit more choosy. At first, we were just grateful to get the movies on disc. Then we wanted to get the movies on disc, but have a little bit of care taken into them. Baba, I didn't notice any problems with Hackers when I watched it. And I love that movie. How great is Hackers? I watched that a hell of a lot in the late 90s as well. Walter Hill is amazing. I love The Warriors. I love 48 Hours. Yet Southern Comfort, amazing. Supernova, crap. Extreme Prejudice, I've not seen. Do I think the film should be individually numbered? I remember them selling a title which was limited to 2,000 units. They had 54 in stock, but next day it was 1,000 in stock. They individually number certain ones from the VSAs, but I think the standard releases I'm not too bothered about. Like say, take Spellcaster. So I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. But this, there we go. So in the white box, there's a little number. So they do number certain editions of certain movies. Yeah, you've got to watch The Warriors. Fun having you. I'll see you later. That would look amazing in 4K. That's got to come at some point. That was such a big hit for an independent movie. I would get that in a heartbeat as well. A classic vampire film from Belgium, a favourite of Mark Gatiss. Now that's got me interested because I really like Gatiss as well, and I don't want to post this message, but I feel as if I have to. Time to unbox that Battles Without Honour set. No! I won't do it. God damn it. Damn. I can't do it. Today, we're all about not having online bullying sessions. Okay, guys? Carlo, that's a great point. Collectors are the preservers of film history. Yes. Wonderful comment. Miss 45 Arrow release would be amazing. No, I've not seen that. So you've got a 75-inch Ultra HD TV. It makes you want to rewatch all the movies you love. It's amazing and annoying at the same time. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a new TV soon. But you know, if I could pick one, I'd get as big as I could. But again, money. I'll maybe pay more attention next time I watched it. The last time I had seen Hackers was on video previous to that, and it was just a sort of nostalgic kick to go back to it. Streets of Fire, how could I forget that one? Extreme Prejudice, okay guys, it's there. I'm going to check it out. Vinyl made a research. Wonder if we'll see physical media in the future. Yes, I think it's going to become more niche, and with that comes costs. So the costs may rise. It may be an unfortunate byproduct of that niche market, but as long as we can still get physical media and there is still a market of sorts, I think we'll be safe. You watched is it the Mighty Peking Man, Peter? It's like a King Kong ripoff. Yeah. Oh, James, I hated that movie. I think I don't. Maybe I did a review on it because it's very rarely that I do reviews on movies that I don't like. But that one may just have ticked me so much the wrong way that I may have done a review on it. Where did you get that? Because I think I would maybe buy that. Yes, I'm always getting comments on my battle sets. Right, I'm just quick check of something. I'm just Have I seen Battle Truck? Warlords of the 21st Century. Great post-apocalyptic film. No, I have not. And Fangirl got it from eBay, and I don't see it on eBay because that's what I was just checking. I was a little bit ahead of the chat there. $11.99, I would have bought it. You'll never open your Obscura box set. No, quite right. That's worth a lot of cash. Your favourite actor is Michael Ironside. I quite like him as well. Arrow should do an Abel Ferreira box set. Yeah. I would be interested in that. How would I feel if most media went burn on demand? I don't know if I'd be happy with that. It would depend on the quality, I suppose, of the transfers. And yeah, I don't know if I'm a fan about that. Okay, folks. Well, I think that's enough for tonight. I just popped on for a quick hour, kill some time, chat to you guys about movies, get some recommendations. I hope you're having a lovely Easter weekend, and I hope it continues. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you joining in. Thanks for all your wonderful comments and your expert knowledge on things. And I am going to say bye-bye. We'll just take that down just now. And of course, oh, hang on. You paid £800 for your TV. And it was great. Okay. I'm going to throw up this thing, because you can join the channel. Hope you do join it. It's great. I'll try and do it. There are some private live streams that I do just for members as well. And have a great weekend. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.